I love Dragon Quest. It's my favorite series of all time, so I do keep up with the Dragon Quest news, and here we kind of have a doozy. It's a head-scratcher. I'm just gonna say that. This one is definitely a head-scratcher, because it says that Dragon Quest XII is facing development difficulties due to targeting an adult audience. Okay, let's just dive deeper into this. We knew that whenever Dragon Quest XII was announced, they did say that they wanted to target adults, and I scratched my head back then too. And let's just see exactly what we got going on here. Basically, there was a radio interview with the creator of Dragon Quest, Yuji Horii, and now they've published a text version of that which has been translated. And we're going to just target in specifically on the quote. It says, "Let me start by saying that this year marks the 37th anniversary of Dragon Quest series, and to coincide with the 35th anniversary, an HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest III was announced. And there are rumors that the latest title, Dragon Quest XII Flames of Fate, is about to be released." Okay, so then Horii says, well I guess it's gonna take a while. This time we're making a game directed towards an adult audience, so we're having a lot of trouble. Then there was also the coronavirus pandemic. Then they go on about remote work and all that. But here's my thing. It says, this time, not last time, not any other times, this time, we're making a game directed towards an adult audience. Okay, let's talk. Because here is the deal, people. Why are they doing this? I have a bee in my bonnet. I really, really do. Dragon Quest has always been adult. Always. It has never not been adult. And that's what I've loved about the series. It was never kiddie. It was never anime-y. It was always adult. Like, are we playing the same game here? Like, seriously, if you look at Dragon Quest II, the very first opening scene was an attack on the castle and the death of everybody inside of it. If you look at Dragon Quest III, the opening scene is the hero's father falling into a volcano to his death. Then, you also later on your journey find out that he committed adultery with his wife and fathered an illegitimate child. Okay, if that's not adult, I don't know. Let's move on. In the fourth game, the whole plot revolves around kidnapping children and then sacrificing them, not to mention the entire slaughter of the hero's village. Then, in the fifth game, your father is killed right in front of your eyeballs, you get sold into slavery, you then grow up, get married, and have children. What's more adult than that? Like, what are they talking about? Don't forget in Dragon Quest VI, there's that scene in Amur Village where the woman is trying to wash the blood off of her sword under the waterfall, and she keeps on saying, my sword is so stained, the blood won't wash off, and she's just heartbroken about it. In Dragon Quest VII, speaking of heartbreak, there's that cursed village where it's been raining for 50 years and everybody got turned to stone, and that one man had to watch all of his friends slowly disintegrate over his eyes. Then don't forget about that scene over in Falrod with Eri the mech soldier, who continues serving her master the entire time. Long after the master's dead, he's even a skeleton. Like, what? But this isn't adult? And even in the latest game, not only did we have one of our main party members sacrifice herself and, literally die, but then we have a mermaid, Michelle, who also commits suicide over her lover. How is this stuff not adult? Dragon Quest has always been adult, so what I'm worried about now is that they're going to say, okay, that wasn't the adult that we want the adult of dark, gritty, dirty, sex. That's what we want. We want the adult of Dark Souls. That's not adult. I'm sorry. That's juvenile. That's teenage. That's not adult. That is teenage. If you want to target a teenage audience, then do that. If you want to target adults, then what you need to do is have mature themes and have emotional characters and emotional stories done well. You need to have good storytelling. It does not mean change your graphics entirely to some Western thing of dark gray and brown. It does not mean blood and gore. That's not what adult is. Adult is maturity. And the stories that have been told in Dragon Quest have always been mature adult stories. So I do not know what Yuji Horii is talking about, and I do not want them to change Dragon Quest. There is no need to change Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest has always been adult.